And he wants Vaseline taken off of Roy Jones's face. Alton Murchison does the honors. Power shots in 4. Jones 8 out of 18. Ruiz 5 out of 21. Roy's pretty much had his way, except for those moments when he's been pinned against the ropes and has taken body shots from Ruiz.
Ruiz looks a little bit more determined to get inside to him now.
Stop! We're holding Penny now. Well, you were holding. He can hit you.
Lead left hook.
Every time Ruiz covers up, Roy Jones slaps him anyway to make him say, take your hands down, don't cover up.
One of the reasons Jones likes to lead with the left hook is that the natural motion of the punch takes him to the side as he throws it, so it's hard for somebody to pay him back. It feels like with the jab he's going straight in, and he's more vulnerable to the counter punch. But here tonight he's used the jab more liberally than before.
This has turned into a typical Roy Jones fight, but Ruiz still's got the power. You can't play around with him. Ooh, body shots by Roy Jones.
We've twice seen him knock men out with body shots. He starts Virgil Hill with a single shot to the liver.
I can still hear the slap of that shot to Virgil Hill's body in my ear.
Now here's Ruiz again, pounding against Jones's cup and against his hips to try to take Roy's legs away.
He's got to continuously fight like that. He can't let these minutes go by where he's not doing anything. You beat a guy in the body, you got to be right back on him. When the referee says break, get right back on him. Otherwise, he recuperates.
It looks like Jones is starting to fight more like the big man than Ruiz.
Jones busting Ruiz with a left hook. And another right cross. Roy mocking Ruiz in there.
This is one time Jones cannot play around.
Ruiz landed a right hand.
He played with the light heavyweights, but you can't play with the big guys like this.
Well, Roy's standing there with his hands below his waist, George.
That's good, but don't play and laugh and try to get into exchanges.
Again, whacking Ruiz with the left hook. Ruiz just a little short with that right hand.
You see, before Ruiz can get started, you're down to 10 seconds. You can't get it that way.
Another good round for Roy Jones's boxing.
Out, sube la mano.
Listen, John.
Come on, listen, Jocelyn and John.
Walking down.
John, you gotta fight.
With that jab and bang. Let's not fight now. Look, the right hand's gonna come from here and fast. He sees it coming. You throw it. He's regular heavyweight. He sees it coming. Throw a shot behind.
Come on, John. You gotta get in this fight, man. You gotta get in this fight.
All right, everything's going good. Try to work your jab a little more, offset some, then give him a big shot. But turn it.
Now take a look at the body punch that Roy Jones slams into the right side. And there's the right hand. Perhaps the best punch that Ruiz has landed. Roy Jones says that he doesn't even like a fly to land on his face. He's very seldom been hit by clean punches with serious power and leverage behind it. He was hit by that one.
On Harold Letterman's card, Roy Jones has won every round. By CompuBox numbers, he's 55 out of 192 to Ruiz's 35 out of 160. Jones attacking sparingly, conserving his energy, fighting in staccato bursts, exactly the way he likes to do it. Ruiz not pressuring him, not making him fight at a pace that might wear him down. Left hook lands for Jones.
He's trying to be quicker than the faster man. You can't do it. You got to get up on Roy Jones, get your head on his shoulders and his chest, and stay there.
You know, you made a great point, George, when you said Ruiz has to go in there and play football. He's not playing football.
No, he's playing basketball.
That's right, he's playing basketball.
Yeah,
and Jones wins that game.
See,
straight right hand landed for Jones. Ruiz tried to attack. Roy got away.
Ruiz has been reluctant to use his size and strength because every time he comes in on Jones, he has to pay for it, and he doesn't want to pay that price.
see Roy Jones goes to the middle of the ring. He's got 5 or 6 steps before the ropes come. Ruiz shouldn't allow him that. Keep him over there beside those ropes.
Again, the trickle of blood from the left nostril of John Ruiz. Jones looks to his right, lands a left hook. Toying with Ruiz, the way he has with a long string of light heavyweight challengers who weren't good enough to test him.
We're halfway through this fight. And I heard, my colleague said earlier, this guy's too small. Hey, you can take that away. He's fighting like a big man, and he can do this to anyone. I don't care if you're 6'12". Can you be 6'12"?
Ask Shaq O'Neal. He's around here someplace.
Straight right hand lands flush for Jones. Pot-shotting John Ruiz from the outside.
Remember, all it takes is one good shot by Ruiz, and things can change.
This is the way Roy Jones looked fighting Glenn Kelly. This is the way Roy Jones looked fighting Richard Frazier. This is the way Roy Jones looked fighting Richard Hall. Guys who couldn't hold his jock in the light heavyweight division. He's toying with Ruiz the way he did with them. Now here goes John Ruiz, looking to impose himself into the fight.
This is the fight that Ruiz has got to fight. Keep it right there. Don't let it, if the referee breaks you up, go right back to it.
Hard body shot by Jones, hard body shot by Ruiz. Another round in which Ruiz mostly waited for Jones to do damage.
Get your head up.
Get the blood off of it.
Warm here, you get the best.
7 times.
Don't fight his fight.
Yeah.
Don't get into that motion, John. He's the best at it. Don't even go there with him. All right? Come on, hands up, jab, walk him down, and wear him out the plan.
Just keep putting pressure on.
This has not been a scintillating action fight, but there is drama in watching the smaller man outwit and out-hit the bigger guy. At the end, Ruiz does force his way into Jones, but he can't land anything clean.
Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, 60-54, 6 rounds to nothing. Roy Jones Jr. I gotta tell you something, Jim. He's making his fight look so easy. I don't know. Standing in the middle of the ring, getting off first constantly. Now he's landing combinations. It's not only one tremendous left hook or one tremendous left jab like you saw there. It's combinations, hitting them with everything. Roy Jones Jr. all the way.
You know, you could go back in his career and find whole years with 2 or 3 title defenses in which Jones didn't lose a round. So it's not unusual to see a whitewash on the scorecard halfway through.
And in general, his fights have unfolded much like this one.
It looked a lot like this.
Ruiz has got him close enough to the ropes. Well, he let it get away again. You got to get him close to the ropes and just start throwing shots. Now he's close again. And he allows him to get that corner again, where it's 5 steps away.
Ruiz's unwillingness to press the action. Now here he goes. All right, just as I say it, his will arises. But surely what Ruiz is doing in there tonight tells us that Jones did indeed add some power to his punching.
No. Thank you.
You think so, George?
I didn't hear that.
Think Jones is hitting harder than he did at 175 here?
Oh, no doubt about it. He's feeling the power. But Jones is not a guy who's looking for a knockout. You can forget that. I said earlier, Bob Foster said he couldn't hurt those heavyweights because he was trying to get a knockout. Jones does not look for knockout. He's a 12-round fighter.
That's true. Often in the light heavyweight division against outclassed opponents, he's gone 12 rounds just because he doesn't like to take chances in the ring.
Ruiz gets him into the corner, pound on him, and then let a whole 2 minutes go by without doing a thing.
When they stand in the center of the ring and 10 seconds go by with no action, that doesn't help John Ruiz. That helps Roy Jones.
Roy Jones was able to land a body shot a moment ago that got Ruiz holding his right hand close to his sides. That right hand hurt. Now he's got him against the ropes. He's got to go for it. hand lead by Roy Jones. That hurt.
7 rounds, not much change in the flow. Ruiz trying a little harder in the
round. Bullshit. The dude is fucking Roy is doing everything, man. Come on.
Norman Stone just called his fighter Roy.
Come. All right. You didn't deal with that jab and walk him down and throw the other punch.
Mix your power up in there, okay?
I got you.
If that one jab don't work, give me a light, strong jab.
We wanted to know whether John Ruiz could ask questions of Jones that his other outclassed opponents couldn't.
So far, no.
So far, he has been unable to do it.
Absolutely right. CompuBox numbers through round 7. Ruiz 51 out of 226. Jones throwing more, landing more, fighting the fight he wants to fight, as long as this isn't happening. Now Ruiz starts to do what he wants to do. And Jones punches him away. There was a hard right hand by Ruiz.
Watch your head, please.
Jones seemed to take it pretty well.
This is when you find out the light heavyweights and the heavyweight. When you get into the latter rounds, all of that weight starts counting against you. These are the rounds that you find out that heavyweights are different.
It wasn't you, George, who pointed out that Billy Conn would have beaten Joe Louis if it was a 12-round fight.
12 rounds, he would have beat him. But went into the latter round, the 13th round, and that's when he failed.
Of course, Louis knew it was going to be a 15-round fight. That probably helped.
True.
But this is when that extra weight and the pushing and shoving and all of that stuff starts working against
But there really hasn't been enough
Particularly if Ruiz had been able to do all that early in the fight. But he hasn't done enough of it, it would seem, to have a huge effect on Jones.
Well, when you hit these big guys to the body, it starts taking a lot out of you as well.
But Jones has managed to move as he likes to do at a measured pace. They trade punches there in the center of the ring. Probably the biggest thing that's happened in this round is that John Ruiz got in a clean right-hand shot against Roy Jones on the ropes, and Jones was able to handle it.
Roy Jones does not stand still long enough for Ruiz to land that right hand. He's aiming all night to get that right hand.
Now Jones
he's got him against the ropes
on his own.
And he
Ruiz has an opportunity, and Jones gets away.
2 feet from the ropes, Ruiz has got to jump in.
Good quick shot by Jones. Again, put Ruiz on the defensive.
Blood from Ruiz's nose now dripping onto his chest. He looks like something out of an oil painting.
But Ruiz has been in this boat before. He knows about the wave that goes along in these rounds. The bleeding and the suffering and the big guys hitting on you. He's not discouraged by that.
He is
He just can't get this guy to stand still.
And determined, but he is also very limited.
You see, 10 seconds again and nothing has happened.
Two-thirds of the way through, and Roy Jones is 4 rounds away from his conquest of the first heavyweight he's fought.
Johnny, we got 4 more
Hard
rounds
to
left.
imagine that Jones doesn't have a lopsided lead on the scorecards based on effective punching.
Fight, baby. You gotta pick it up, Johnny. You hear me? The 9th round, baby.
What?
We got 3 more rounds.
Over and over, Harold Letterman tells you it's about effective aggression, clean punching. And that's what Roy Jones has been able to do.
And not only that, when a fighter does this, it creates a picture in the minds of the judges as well as the fans that one guy is landing the clean punches, the other guy is lunging. So Roy Jones is surely winning the drama of the fight as well as the fight itself.
But in round 8, for the first time, John Ruiz threw and landed more punches. Ruiz 14 out of 46 in the 8th, Jones 13 out of 34. So if the judges were looking for a round to give to Ruiz, maybe that was it.
It's all about Roy Jones being able to keep his legs strong now. Continue doing what he's doing. He get any weaknesses, any weakness at all, then that's when Ruiz can take over.
Roy Jones told us that he trained only 5 out of every 7 days during the week because he knew he'd need his legs tonight. He wanted to keep his legs fresh by cutting back on the volume of training.
You know, we've all celebrated him for his...
He's getting a little lazy now.
For his talents and his reflexes, but he is also one of the smartest guys we've seen in the ring.
He's getting a little lazy now, Roy Jones, trying to coast a little bit, waiting on those last 3 rounds. You can't coast with the big guys.
You know, forget just the ring, Larry. I always say that Roy Jones is one of the 4 or 5 smartest people I've ever met. Look at the amount of money he's made in the ring compared to the amount of risk he's had to take to earn it. That's pretty smart.
As he said, y'all must have forgot.
Yep.
Like I said, this fight is turning the way Ruiz wanted to now. Jones is not moving around so much. He's standing in one place.
Hard body shot by Ruiz. Jones pounds his belly as if to say, give me more.
Ruiz has not taken one chance. You got to take a chance. Dive in.
George, that's who John Ruiz is. That's who he's always been. Ever since the Tua fight, he hasn't wanted to take chances.
If you're not going to take a chance with Roy Jones Jr., light heavyweight, you're never going to take a chance.
Well,
the Tua fight was 7 years ago. John Ruiz wants everybody to forget it. Maybe he hasn't. It was, of course, the 19-second knockout that devastated him and his career at that time. All credit to Ruiz for the determination and the grit he's shown in redeveloping and rescuing his career from that point.
Absolutely, Jim.
You got to understand that David Tua was 50 pounds heavier than Roy Jones.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, but
there's no need in holding back now. Let it go. This is for your title. You earn it. Don't let a guy just tick and pick-pack you out of your title. A good shot right to the chest by Ruiz.
That's maybe the most effective flurry of body punches that John Ruiz has been able to throw in the fight.
I gave him that round.
He could well have won the last 2.
We're letting him get away.
John, we got to put this in second gear, baby. We got to put this in
the championship round. So get out there and fight this
gear, baby. We got to make it a fight now.
Come in an angle. Start banging him.
You can't just walk around him, John. You got to move your hands.
Look at this round. You winning them with them singles, but put them together for me. All right? All right. Way to go.
Tighten your abs up.
Way to go, baby. Way to keep him turning like that. He's stepping. Just pop him with the jab every time he come to you. When you get a clear shot, go ahead and lay it out. Get him? Yep.
How do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 8 rounds to 1, 89, 82, Roy Jones Jr. I gave round 9 to John Ruiz because, he got inside, pounded the body. Roy sort of just stayed on the outside and popped him with a few jabs. But I got to tell you, this fight, Roy Jones Jr. is keeping it exactly where he wants the fight to be. That's great ring generalship. Landed a clean, hard, effective shots, just like Larry called it. Doing all the punching. It's all Roy Jones.
I have it 7-1-1.
Against the ropes. This is Roy Jones's worst habit, backing himself onto the ropes and allowing the opponent to wail away.
Oh, but Roy Jones' legs are getting heavy now. This 12 rounds with the big boy makes you tired.
His hands are still fast, though.
Hands are fast, but legs are heavy.
Again, Jones more or less backs himself onto the ropes and gives Ruiz an opportunity. Something Roy has done over and over again against lesser light heavyweight opponents, but which most critics felt he couldn't afford to do here tonight.
He's using a jab tonight.
Oh, that's a good left hook in there.
Now he's starting to lean in and rub against the big guy. This only works for Ruiz.
Gets away with a blow right on the belt line, and it was a good one. Jay Nady didn't even think about calling that a low blow.
I thought it might have been a little low, but didn't apparently do any damage.
It was low, but I guess they saw it wasn't intentional.
Right hand by Jones, snapped Ruiz. Gives Jones a chance to get back to the center of the ring. Drives Ruiz back again with the right hand. Ruiz had some moments in the first minute of this round, but Jones has regained command with the speed of his hands.
The left jab tonight. We've never seen Roy Jones go back to the left jab.
And now back into the corner and onto the ropes. But only 10 seconds left in the round as Jones gets away. Takes a left hand from Ruiz. Only 2 rounds to go.
Keep it like that. Give me some water.
Every time that Roy Jones goes to the corner, he has to request the water. That's not good.
I think he can get by with it for 2 more rounds, George.
Think so?
Yeah.
Keep doing it like this.
Fight this motherfucker!
This is it, John.
Fight him! Go and get him. Go and fight this fucking guy!
Hands up. You think you go to the body, you come up to the head. Come up to the head.
Fight him!
Come on, Johnny.
Fight him!
He's taking your fucking title away from you.
The referee sucks! All you work for! The ref sucks! Fight him! Fuck the referee!
Come on,
Get out
this is
there,
it.
fight him!
Come on.
Fight him! The referee sucks!
Come on, George.
Fight this motherfucker! The referee sucks!
The genteel stylings of Norman Stone in the Ruiz corner.
Yeah, he's trying to give a transfusion of spirit to Ruiz.
They're trying to put a personality into John Ruiz that, as you pointed out, Larry, isn't really his.
And we have to remember that it was Jones's mild-mannered trainer, Alton Murchison, who belted Stoney himself the other day.
Yeah.
Knocked him down, sent him to the hospital.
You wondered what it would take to perturb Alton Murchison? We found out. Norman Stone. One at a time with those body shots. Jones has proven he can take it one at a time.
Boy, if Roy Jones is able to go 12 rounds with this guy, we've let the cat out of the bag. He can do anything.
I got to tell you, George, I never doubted for a second that he could do this.
But Ruiz has got that punch if he can just get that power in there. Jones better be careful. Land the shots, but don't get into the exchanges. Ruiz has got the power.
Well, it's breathtaking when Roy decides to take over and becomes the aggressor against Ruiz, because you all know the risk. But Roy's just staring it down with his hand speed, his quickness, his skill. This much we know, this much we see. Roy Jones is a great fighter. The guy he's fighting is not.
Remember, it got late into the light heavyweight title. Sugar Ray Robinson was challenging
Joey Maxim.
And he just couldn't take it anymore. He said it was the lights, but it was because of that extra weight, leaning and bumping.
But that was a night when it was 110 degrees under the lights. And Robinson was constantly moving. Roy Jones has been an absolute genius of economy in this fight. He hasn't had to use his legs all that much.
Ruiz telling Roy Jones to come on, come on. Maybe you should tell him to stop it, stop it.
Round 11 has been a virtuoso round for Roy Jones, who has toured the ring to all of its corners, taken a little bit of punishment against the ropes, and by and large, tattooed John Ruiz whenever he wanted to.
Johnny, you gotta fight, man.
Back yourself on the corner now.
Referee, stop!
You need a knockout. You gotta go and knock him out. No ifs, ands about it. You gotta go out and knock this guy out.
Some water. Put some water over his neck there.
Come on.
Johnny, you gotta go out and knock this motherfucker out.
There's no ifs, ands about it. Come on. Let's see what you're all about now. All right? We're gonna see what you're all about.
Come on.
One more round.
Get out of our corner. Get out of our corner. Get out of our corner.
Fight behind
I'm gonna find out you bet on. I'm gonna fight behind you. I'll take bullshit. He held the whole fight.
Johnny, come on and go get him, Johnny.
He held the whole fight.
Keep him out there. Keep him out there.
Come on.
That's why you're pissed off at Cortez. You said you would have taken a point. Now I know. You're in the bag.
One of the good things that's happening is here we'll probably never have to see Norman Stone again.
That'd be good. That'd be excellent.
Ruiz is mad. He's lost his temper. His corner cussed him out. He's going to fight now.
He's going to try. They told him he needs a knockout. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, I've got it 10 rounds to 1, 109, 100, Roy Jones Jr. Jim, I can't see where John Ruiz can win one in a round or two in this fight. All he's doing is plodding forward and getting nailed by lead rights and hard left hooks, or lead left jabs. I mean, Roy's hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. Easy, Roy Jones Jr., based on clean punching and that effective aggressiveness and a ring generalship.
What Roy Jones has done so far is to expose a real paper champion.
Bingo. John Ruiz's WBA heavyweight belt doesn't mean he's a heavyweight champion.
Hey guys, don't say that. That's not true. Don't go be hypocrites. You help promote the fight and then you tear it down in the last couple of rounds.
We didn't promote it as a heavyweight championship fight, George. The promoters did.
Well, the promoters, they sold it to us. Now don't take the money away from him. The guy's winning. He's winning big because he's fighting a guy who's beaten Evander Holyfield, everyone else.
He beat Evander Holyfield once in 3 fights.
Yeah, don't take the glory from Roy Jones.
Nobody said he didn't have a title. He just says it's a paper title.
Yeah, everyone is a paper title.
Meanwhile, with a minute and a half to go in the fight, the action continues pretty much the way it has up to this point. And John Ruiz, after coming out determined, as George pointed out in this round, hasn't been able to make it translate into anything. Roy Jones has been brilliant. As he knows, because he's smiling about it right now.
Ruiz still got a chance. Still's got a chance.
No, he doesn't, George.
Oh, okay.
I applaud you for wanting to give him the credit that he might make for himself, to give him a chance as a
if Roy Jones win this fight, people are going to start picking on little guys, picking on Shaquille O'Neal.
So the predictions of those who thought that Roy Jones couldn't possibly last 12 rounds in the ring with a man who outweighs him by this margin prove empty and false.
And the crowd stands and cheers Roy Jones.
And he deserves it. He chose his niche. He creatively picked his risk. He excited the boxing world. And he dominated the fight. action in the Jones corner. John Ruiz tentatively held his fist up in the air and then sort of quietly walked back into his own corner.
No badges or nothing. Again.
Now Norman Stone wants to control ring security. In addition to all the other good things he's done. Michael Spinks, 18 years after his conquest of Larry Holmes, watches as another light heavyweight champ appears to have moved up and won a heavyweight title belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Jerry Roth scores the bout 116 to 112. Dwayne Ford scores the bout 117 to 111. Judge Stanley Christodoulou sees the bout 118 to 110. All three in favor of the winner. Joining boxing's elite, the new WBA